All right. We want you to learn to talk to your spouse. Have those good conversations. And we have a course just for that even. But one of the things that Caleb and I also love to do is send some fun text messages to each other. 160 characters, you can say a lot in those.
Welcome to the Only You Forever podcast. If you want to build a thriving, passionate marriage, we've got the research, the truth, and the answers you've been looking for. And now, here are your hosts, Caleb and Verlinda Simone Gendel.
Hey everybody, this is episode number 68, and as part of our shorter summer holiday series, I'm into the S's today. We'd like to give you some SMS ideas.
There's some more S's.
Yeah. SMS being short message service and what every normal person calls a text message. But we think it means sexy marriage stimulators or what?
Superb marriage suggestions.
How about salubrious moments for spouses?
Wow.
Yeah, I should look up that word later and see what it means. I thought it sounded good. So I think this is biblical, right? So not the text messages, but Solomon in his Song of Songs said some pretty pithy things to his wife or bride or whatever that circumstance was. And she to him, everything from very steamy to and kind of physical to romantic and loving and spiritual. So it's, it's just kind of very robust love song he wrote. And so we want you to think about how you can start communicating these little messages to your spouse too, if you're not already doing this. So in case you get stuck, we've created a bonus PDF, a list of 50 ideas of actual text messages you can send your spouse just to get your mental juices flowing. We'd like to email you a link to this list. What you need to do to get that is text the word podcast to 9292 spouse. Message and data rates may apply. But once again, all you need to do is text the word podcast to 9292 spouse. Again, if you haven't tried this yet, you just type that whole thing into your smartphone in the to line where you put the number. 9292 spouse, and type the word podcast into the body, hit send, and we'll get you set up with this bonus content. All right, let's get our brains rolling for Linda. So one thing that's important to marriage is staying connected. And we talk about that quite a bit. And text messaging is a great way to do this because it's quick and easy. And I think when you kind of shoot a note out of the blue to your spouse, it's really just touching on, or it's kind of romantic because you realize that they thought of you like in the middle of the day, unprompted, right out of the blue on their own volition. Yeah.
And sometimes you can't make a phone call or you don't know if your spouse is busy and can receive a phone call.
Right.
But a little text.
It just tells you you're top of mind.
Yeah.
I thought of you, that you're important, you matter, and that your spouse thinks about you in the middle of a busy day.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
So if, some of us get busy, we have very thinking intense types of work.
Yeah.
And if it's hard for you to kind of call yourself out into the space, set a reminder on your calendar every few days or something, just so you have it. Make it random so your wife can't figure it out. It's on your calendar.
Don't text her at 12:02 every day.
Yeah. There's just going to be some computer program up there listening to this who's going to take my 50 things and set them into a program.
That's right.
And she'll be like, why do these come at 12:02 every day? All right.
But that's not bad. Because if he's a really good programmer, he'll program it to come at different times every day.
Oh, randomize it. Yeah.
Yep.
3:13 a.m. Thanks, honey. Did you just send this lying in bed beside me? Because all I can hear is you snoring.
Yeah, don't.
Okay. So let's get into this.
Okay.
So pause when you're going to take this moment to send your text message. Pause, take a breath. Think of something to say that's good.
Okay.
What?
I don't usually, pause and take a breath and then send you a text message.
No, I do it. That's why my texts are so momentous, though.
Oh, no, but mine means so much more. Because I'm like, oh, I love you.
Okay, so we have different styles. Just do what works for you.
All right.
So here's some ideas to think around.
I think you need to write something that you appreciate about your spouse.
Okay.
Like admiration.
Yes, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
A second kind of idea, generally, how about a little bit of sexual innuendo? Be flirtatious. Or a little suggestive. You can have some fun with emoticons. And if your wife is driving and your teenage daughter has her phone, it's going to be awkward.
Our poor kids.
Yeah, don't ask me how you know that.
Yeah. Or what about a term of endearment?
Yep.
Or were you going to
What's a term of endearment?
I love you.
Oh, thanks. What's a term of endearment?
Oh,
okay. Yes, no, that's a good one. Gratitude or appreciation. Like, sometimes we think we have to be there's somebody out there saying I'm not a poet. listening. Like if you're eating a lunch that she made for you, thank her. Thank her for the lunch.
Right.
Or thank her for last night. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And hopefully your kids don't have a phone.
Now the next one you're really good at.
A verse of encouragement.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
Yeah, you don't actually send to me, but I know you send them to your friends.
Oh, okay.
More.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's true.
How about something you found interesting that you could just share with her? So you have a moment together. Like if you see like a really nice rifle or a quad on Craigslist, just text that to your wife.
Right.
No, more like some article or a quote image that you found inspirational or a vacation idea, something you can kind of dream about together, whatever, right?
But something that's like connecting, not
Yes.
just something that's all you.
That has meaning for both of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Or what about an expression of commitment?
Yep.
Like that I'm loyal.
Yep.
I'm not looking elsewhere.
So you want me to text you, hey, honey, like a hot woman just walked by and I didn't look at her.
No.
I'm just trying to get you to unpack this a little bit. Like you are number one for me, baby.
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Like I love you forever.
Oh, that's a good one. Only you forever.
Oh, there we go.
.com.
Do you remember that time
What?
you were speaking at church?
Mm.
And I put a sticky note up in the pulpit ahead of time. And someone went up to like put a glass of water on it and saw it.
I
and read
saw
it
that
out
there.
to the
Yeah,
audience.
totally busted.
Yeah.
How about
Anyways.
this? You could take the opportunity to use a text message to strengthen your spouse in some area where you know he or she doubts himself or herself.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How often, Verlinda? Once a week, couple times a week, random?
Oh, like 4 times a day.
In that case, I've been letting you down.
No, I would say, if you've never done it before and you've always just kind of taken your wife for granted and you'll see her at home later or whatever, then yeah, start with a couple times a week.
Yep. See if you can make it a habit.
Yeah.
I think that's more a good practice.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, I'm not really into the idea of sexting pictures.
Yeah.
Because you never know when you're going to lose your phone or when your phone's sitting on your desk and your boss is talking to you, it buzzes and there's a picture of your wife's body part shows up. Like it just, no.
Or your kid has the phone.
Yeah. So maybe some of our listeners are more adventurous than us, but you got to remember that your device might be with you right now, but what if you lost it? That could get posted somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of cautious about all that. And really what I think we should be doing here is developing your fondness and admiration system. That's what this is about.
Yes.
Creating that sort of resilience, the buffers that we talk about against future stressors on your marriage. Those are going to come. So be putting those good things in so that when those external issues or the conflict between you comes, you've got all this goodwill that you've been injecting.
Absolutely.
Okay, so once again, if you want some help getting started, you can get this crazy awesome list of 50 ideas we've developed. Just text the word podcast to 9292. Spouse will email you a link to that file.
And of course, you can also get it if you'd rather not use texting.
Ironically.
Yeah. Yeah. Via our site at oyf.link/68. And there's a gray box on the page there. You can click the button and get this PDF file that way too.
Yeah. Next week, we're going to talk about a similar idea, but on a different note, different kind of technology maybe. Sticky notes. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They've been a huge blessing in our marriage.
That's true.
Haven't they?
Yeah.
And they can be in yours too. Sometimes you just got to have some fun. There might not be any research on this, but there's plenty of research that says that couples enjoying each other leads to lasting, thriving messages. That's true.
Yeah.
But I meant to say marriages.
Good.
Which is what we're all about, creating those lasting marriages. We reach more and more of those marriages through listeners on iTunes like yourself. When you leave us a review or when you tell your friends about this podcast, it just helps spread the word. So could you leave us that review today? Or if you have somebody in your life that's married or soon to be married, a friend, just reach out to them right now and say, hey, you got to get on iTunes and search for Only You Forever. It's all one word. Just type it in. Check it out. It helped us. It'll help you. A little suggestion like that could help them a whole bunch. Mm-hmm. And we'd love to be a help as well.
Yeah.
Thanks for helping us spread the word, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for listening to the onlyyouforever.com podcast. Please help us reach and influence a wider audience by rating and reviewing our podcast at onlyyouforever.com/love. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.